All right, Tony, so wrapping up the pro day here, you had a huge group of guys this year. How did it all come together?
I think it starts off with the trust level that you build up with the agents that you work with. And I had the opportunity to work with these guys through the years. And when we started this last year, year and a half, 2 years ago, it just obviously built up more. We had more of an opportunity, a bigger facility this year. So we were able to bring in more staff. With Coach Nick and Coach Calabria here, it's been phenomenal working with the players that we have here.
You had 20 teams that showed up for your pro day. I mean, more than 4 dozen guys here. To have so many NBA teams show up. One, how did you get them all in the building? And two, what's it mean for the program?
By all means, the number one goal is so the players can get seen by the teams, and having these guys here is the most important thing. Letting them see what these guys are able to do, what they're able to develop, and the overall goal is some of these kids haven't even had a chance to work out for a team yet. So hopefully they can take what they did today and bring it back and get a few workouts with them.
From the very beginning, you've been trying to build kind of a program-oriented mindset here, and sometimes the process is very agent-driven. You've really kind of kept it program-driven, which is really unique. What's it been like trying to build this program here, and what are some of the things you are building into the program?
First and foremost is a trust. Like I said before, if I can build a trust level and the agents believe in our program, that what we're trying to do, that's what brings the guys back. Returning clients come back and work with us. Second thing is the development, the understanding what we're trying to do. The phases of the pre-draft is I always look at a few phases of it. One is preparing them for the combine. The second phase is preparing them for team workouts. Then the third phase is preparing from the summer league. So these guys can buy in and find out what we're trying to sell and what we're trying to bring to them, and the kids end up buying into it and come back.
You've been around the league for a long time, have worked with hundreds of NBA players, but your skill set's a little different. You're not the prototypical basketball guy. You're the strength guy. How do you approach this process a little differently?
Well, a lot of it is I get a lot of credit to Coach Gergerich and Coach Welsh in Denver when they were in Denver, when I was with Chris Anderson in Denver also. And then a lot of coaches have always been there to open the doors for me. Coach Rowley and I would sit down in Malibu and just talk, and I would just probably beat the guy's ear up to death. But Coach was always willing to give me information, and I've always followed suit to those. And so what I've always believed in is to get something that works and try to make that better, and that's what I tried to put together today. And today the feedback we received has been pretty good, successful event today.
You had a unique group of guys. You had some guys that are clearly first-round guys. Got some guys that are clearly second-round guys. There's going to be some guys that are not drafted. How do you keep kind of all of that as the guy? How do you keep that all in perspective and keep everybody working?
The main goal was to come here and to just give me 100% effort. And I said, guys, effort is the most important thing. You go on a court, I want to see you hustle. I want to see you rebound, helping people up. I don't want to see you arguing. Just get out there and play basketball. That's what these guys are here for. They want to see it. And again, the opportunity they get to see you in this environment, playing against the type of caliber players that you're playing, you're going to probably play these guys in the summer league, if not a workout next week. So, the friendship's good, but when you're on a court for 20 minutes during your 3-on-3, go all out.
You've played some tough love, too. I've watched you walk a guy out the gym before. In this environment where everybody kind of caters to players, it's a little different to see you be so tough on guys. How do guys respond to you being aggressive with them and really challenging them? You know what?
Again, when they come here, they know what they're going to get. The agent clearly knows. They say, Tony's a different breed. He's an old school guy. He's a throw guy. He's from way long ago. He's an older guy, and the guys believe in it. And I believe once they get here and they understand what I'm trying to put in there, the program that I developed that I believe is going to help them in the future, then they buy in. And again, as you can see the turnout today, we had a great buy-in this year with the players that showed up.
Okay, every trainer has a couple of guys that are their favorite. Who's really stood out to you in this group?
There's great guys. I love Trey Lewis. Trey Lewis, from day one when he walked on the court, was just an absolute leader. And one thing I've always said, I can always tell when players come from great coaches, and that goes back to Joe Alexander. And speaking for Bobby Huggins, guys that come from the old school coaches are always my best players on the court.
Tony, what's next for Elite Skills Training?
Elite Skills Training is now we start our summer session, so we have to we'll line up what NBA guys that we have lined up next, and obviously I have to go travel with my close friend Chris Anderson and find out what's next for him also. Spend some time with Tyler Johnson also. Get out to Vegas and see what teams we're going to be working with and what players we're going to be working with in Las Vegas also.